If you've ever played Mad Libs growing up, this next segment is for you. On Wednesday night, San Diego State's quest for a perfect season came to an end thanks to BYU and Jimmer Fredette, who I'm loving right now, leaving Ohio State as the lone remaining undefeated team in Division I hoops. But for how long? Here to answer that question and more in a game we call Complete the Sentence is ESPN.com's college basketball writer Andy Katz. Andy?
Notice writer sentence, so hopefully if I fail at this, then I should check my day job.
Yeah, I used to have a problem with this with as a kid, adverbs, adjectives.
Well, I'm doing this with my daughter now, so hopefully.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, you know, Mad Libs.
Okay. All right, so we're going to complete the sentence, hence
the
name of the game. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, high pressure stuff here. Ohio State will lose its first game of the season to
Wisconsin on February 12th in Madison. Wisconsin is the one Big Ten team that has not played Ohio State yet. They get them twice. Ohio State played a little bit of close games with Minnesota and Penn State at home. And if any team is left to challenge the Buckeyes, who are dominating the Big Ten right now, it is the Badgers. And the Badgers get their first crack at Ohio State at the Kohl Center, February 12th, where they are nearly unbeatable. Look at the rest of the schedule.
Not even Michigan, huh?
No, not at home. At Northwestern, Northwestern has no one to compete inside. They got blown out at home by Wisconsin. Minnesota has the size, but not the depth with all their injuries to beat Ohio State at home. So I'm going to look at that February 12th date at Wisconsin. Long sentence, maybe a run-on sentence, but I completed it.
Right, okay. Long run-on, we like those. All right, number 2, blank is the Mountain West Conference team with the best chance of making the Final Four.
Well, as much as we love Jimmer, I think it's still San Diego State because San Diego State has a better overall team. Now, Kawhi Leonard was not healthy for that game at the Marriott Center in Provo. He got sick earlier in the day. He was not 100%. You're playing at altitude and you're not feeling well. Once he is well on lower elevation and San Diego State gets their defense down and not have to face Jimmer Fredette in the NCAA tournament, this is a veteran squad. They lost barely in the first round last season to Tennessee in Providence. They've experienced plenty of wins on the road, on neutral courts. I like the San Diego State team better than BYU in the long term to get to the Final Four, but I do think Jimmer Fredette can pull a Davidson and get to the Elite Eight the way Steph Curry led Davidson in 08 to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, he is fun to watch. So had Wisconsin been a Mountain West team, they probably would have won the Mountain West as well, right? Because there's no loyalties there for you.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to check with that. Okay. The number 3 question, the Big East Conference will send blank number of teams to the NCAA tournament this season.
Well,
this tournament.
Okay, our resident bracketologist, Joe Lenardi, has talked about 11 or 10. I'm going to say at the end of the day, it's going to be 9 Big East teams are going to get to the NCAA tournament. I think the 2 that are going to be left out at this juncture, Marquette and St. John's, they've just been beating each other up. So it's going to go all the way down to 9, basically your first 9 that you see there, ending with Georgetown. I think Georgetown will end up climbing up a little bit. West Virginia's got an issue right now with Casey Mitchell being suspended, but at some point he may be back. But West Virginia still has the overall resume, I think, that ultimately will get them in. Cincinnati didn't have a strong non-conference resume, even though they won all those games. But they now, with a win at St. John's, are starting to play much better in the Big East. I think they'll make it. So your cutoff line right there is number 9. 9 teams from the Big East going to the NCAA tournament.
They had 8 last year, I think. So you're right about where they were last year. Okay. Number 4, blank team is the Big 12's biggest threat to win a national title this season.
Well, I have not beat Skip Bayless many times here in our Friday First and 10 prediction show, but I did get him on the Texas win at Kansas. So I'm going to answer the sentence by saying that Texas, more than Kansas, has the best chance to get to the Final Four and potentially win a national title out of the Big 12. Texas did a great job in that win in Lawrence, especially defensively in the second half. They've got better balance, more chemistry. This is not last season's Texas team. And in talking to Rick Barnes yesterday, we were talking about how much he feels comfortable that if the perimeter shot isn't working, they can go inside. They've got Gary Johnson. They've got Tristan Thompson, the freshman, who's been playing very well. Corey Joseph, another freshman, has been leading them with Doja Balbay. And then, of course, Jordan Hamilton, who's been their best scorer. So this Texas team is comfortable playing away from home. Already won at Michigan State, beat North Carolina in Greensboro. They've won at Kansas now, beat Texas A&M at home handily. I'm going to go with Texas having the better shot to get to the Final Four and potentially win a national title than Kansas.